Hello, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to day one of the staff training for our brand new 16S rRNA Microbiome Intermediate Bioinformatics course. I'd just firstly like to thank all of you for volunteering your time to help us with the course this year. It is greatly appreciated. And since this is a pilot run, we are very excited to see how this turns out, and you as the staff will be extremely vital to the success of the course this year. So without me taking up too much more of your time, let's get right into the presentation for today. Before I tell you a little bit more about the rationale behind creating the course, I'd just like to take a couple of seconds to just tell you about H3A and BioNet. So H3A BioNet, for those of you who may not be familiar with us, is an African-wide network of bioinformatics institutions. We have roughly 28 nodes that span across 16 African countries, along with one US partner. We are primarily funded by the NIH, and we are also part of the H3 Africa Consortium, and some of you may want to go and read up a little bit more around what H3 Africa is and what they do. But the main mandate of H3A BioNet is to develop bioinformatics capacity in Africa. This is what we are trying to do with this course. Now, H3A BioNet has been running an Introduction to Bioinformatics training course for the last 4 years. This will be the 4th iteration running this year. And many of our participants, as well as the hosts, have expressed a need for intermediate bioinformatics training. So, in order to meet that need, we then decided to develop this intermediate course, and you will be among the first to take the course, but also deliver the course as the staff. And the great aim with this course is to equip participants with the knowledge and skills to perform analyses on 16S microbiome data, but to also allow participants to gain some knowledge and also some practical experience throughout the course. And we do this by giving you both theoretical sessions or lessons, as well as a practical component during which you get to practice some of the skills and the tools that you'll learn during some of the lecture time. So the intermediate bioinformatics training community spans, well, the whole of Africa. This is not a true reflection of where your classrooms are located. This is a little map that I stole from IBT, from some of our slides over there. But once we run the course this year, I'll be able to plot a little map for us as well, much like this one. But this map is just here to illustrate that we have a wide reach across the African continent, but you all will still be connected virtually. So you'll still get the opportunity to talk to each other. The staff as well as the participants will get the opportunity to talk to each other in real time, but to also interact via our course management platform, Vula, which I will tell you a little bit more about later on today. So firstly, why do we need staff training? Why are we doing 2 dedicated sessions just for staff training? Well, one, it's to explain the course rationale as well as the course logistics to all of the staff, to provide you with some training on the online platforms that we use throughout this course, and to also, of course, establish a team atmosphere within but also across multiple classrooms, and to give you some training or advice on good facilitation techniques for some of you that might not be too familiar with learning instruction. But before we start with our sessions today, I just have a couple of things that I'd like you to do. The first thing is to make sure that your Vula account is activated. I would have invited you all to our staff site on Vula. This would have happened a couple of weeks ago. But if you had not had some dedicated time to activate that account, please take a couple of minutes and do that now. Also make sure that you can access the staff site. This is very important, as this is where we will put all of our communication and information for the staff. These will contain lecture slides, memos to practical assignments. We might give you some additional information ahead of certain modules. So this is a very vital site that you need to have access to. So please just make sure that you all do have access to it. And then the last thing that we'd like you to have ready throughout the session or later on the session is a camera. So we'll be asking you to take a little team photo later on. So please make sure that one of you have a camera on standby. I'm sure you will all have cameras, we all have smartphones, but just make sure it's ready for that portion of the session. So just to run you through a couple of logistics for the staff training so that you are aware of what you'll be getting yourselves into for the next couple of days. The staff training will span 2 days, both today and Wednesday. Each staff training will happen for about 3 to 4 hours. Yes, I know that seems very long, but this is a very, very vital component to the success of the course, so please bear with us. And the staff training will predominantly be taking place, of course, in each local classroom with the local team, and we will be here remotely to assist you if you should have any issues. Now, for each of the staff training days, there have been day plans created for each day that will instruct you on exactly what you need to do in the classroom. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the day plan yet, please go ahead and just take a look at it now so that you know exactly what will be coming up throughout the session as well as for Wednesday session. So on day 2, which will happen on Wednesday, the training will actually be done live. So we'll finish off what we start here today on Wednesday morning, but then Wednesday afternoon, once we've completed all of this logistics training, Gerard, who has been leading a lot of the development for the pipelines and getting the infrastructure ready for all the classrooms, will sign on and do a live session. And it is very important for us that all of your systems administrators be present in the session, because he'll be running you through how to set up your infrastructure and where all of the containers, etc. are located, and help you and assist you a little bit. He has circulated a manual, but this is an opportunity for you to have him instruct you on what to do, but to also ask him some questions if some of you may already be having some issues. And it might be quite likely that some of you may already have attempted to pull some of the containers and may already be struggling a little bit. So that is a key opportunity for you to interact with Gerard directly via the conferencing site that we'll use. Again, I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So please, those of you that have not started to install your software, please make some time to do that before Wednesday. So that you really have some questions. But if you're not in a position to do that, that is fine. He will instruct you on what to do on Wednesday. And then what we'll do is we'll try to have one-on-one appointments with the systems administrators if you are struggling, so that Gerard can help you get there before the start of that portion that will be using this infrastructure. And then lastly, we'll also have a couple of activities that we'll do with you throughout the staff training that we really want you to participate in as far as possible. But we'll instruct you on what to do when we get to that portion of the training. So essentially then, by the end of today, this is what we'd like you to know or be comfortable with. So firstly, we'd like you to meet your classroom teammates and be familiar with the training room that we'll use for the training. We'd like you to establish your staff team and know how you might deal with certain challenges. We'd like you to understand everyone's responsibilities within the classroom. We'd also instruct you to develop a staff timetable, and we'll also want you to understand the course rationale and logistics. Of course, we'd like you to be comfortable with both Vula and Adobe Connect, our video conferencing site that I'll explain to you later on, but to also learn just a few facilitation techniques that may help you in the classroom when you are presenting this course or facilitating this course. So that's it for the introductory portion of things. I'll catch you in the next video.